Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard, for our very special Friday episode of the show. We have a very special guest. As a matter of fact, we have an ensemble with us, people who are doing big things. There was once a man who was not only a poet, but he was also an artist and a musician. He was a spoken word poet, and he touched lives all over the world with his sound as well as with his poetry. And we have not only his daughter, but we also have the cast that are celebrating and remembering his legacy. If you don't know who I'm speaking about, it's the man named Gil Scott Heron, who was a musician again and also an artist. But we have the cast. We have the cast on the show, and we're going to be talking to them about their huge production that's upcoming all the way in New York City. You don't want to miss that. The Sherard Show, before we get to them, the Sherard Show is brought to you by the Pure Essence Television Network, where you can see some of the biggest episodes of your life. Now trending, The Temptations, Jay Leno, the Isley Brothers, as well as Sean Kanan and Les Brown, and so many more. All you have to do is just click the link right there on your monitor, and you can see the greatest episodes of your life. If you missed this broadcast on television, you can also listen to it on iHeartRadio. Just click the link and you can smile and drive. And then lastly, it's brought to you by my Rah Shoe Collection, where you can purchase a great pair of shoes and help for the fight for the cure for lupus. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman has touched lives for many years, and his daughter is keeping his legacy alive for our very special episode, Remembering My Father's Legacy. The wonderful Gil Scott Heron and her cast is on the Sherard Show. Welcome, Gil. First off, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well, thankfully. Trying to keep warm, trying to keep out the cold.
I see you're
Trying to bring
bundled
some
up. I see you
LA
bundled
heat.
up. It's pretty cold there, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I knew that going in, so we came well prepared. But yeah, we're blessed to be here. We're definitely bringing our LA heat to this to the East Coast. So we
Very good.
hope they enjoy our flavor out here.
Now, Gia, tell us about the inspiration and what's this all about that we're so privy to be a part of.
Well, the impetus and the desire to celebrate my dad and honor him, it's always been something that we wanted to do. It just was never the right time, and things can only happen when it's the right time. So once we got together and the world started reopening after the horrible COVID pandemic, we came together, we started rehearsing, and what was meant to be a one night only show became many more and eventually led to us being here in New York.
Very good. Now it started off here in LA, or where did it start
Yeah,
off?
it started in Los Angeles in Inglewood.
Oh,
And now
okay.
it is here in New York. So yeah, we've done over a dozen shows throughout the Southern California region, and now we're here in NYC in Lower Manhattan.
Very good. Now we're going to meet the cast in a moment on the show, but now we're talking to again the daughter of the late great Gil Scott Heron. Now, what was it like growing up with your dad and his legacy, as well as how he touched lives? How did that influence you as a kid growing up as his daughter?
It didn't, and it didn't. I saw his shows as a kid, and I knew it was something that I wanted to do, but I wanted to do it my way, um, and show that I'm not a photocopy of him. I am of him, but I'm also my own person. So, for a while, I was working in different industries, different jobs, even the healthcare industry, and eventually I gave all that up just to be who I really am, which is an artist,
Very
spoken
good.
word artist. And I
Now,
was definitely influenced by my dad. Like I said, growing up, seeing his shows, knowing his material, writing my own material. But then, I felt it was important that someone make sure that his legacy lives on, like actively in the community. So I started being asked to be a part of tributes and different shows across the country. Started writing my own show. Got with my friend Tuesday Connor. She had written her own, uh, you know, ideas and visions of what she wanted to put together in terms of visuals, in terms of casting. And we got together. She called all of our colleagues and friends, And the ones that said yes, we all banded together and started rehearsing.
Very good. Now, Gia, what can one expect when they come to one of your performances? When they buy a ticket and they come there and they sit down, what can they expect to see?
Expect the unexpected. Expect to laugh, to cry, to feel nostalgia for the songs, the messages, and the memories. Expect, I don't know. Yeah, expect, to be touched, because it is an emotional journey that we take you through. And it is a great amount of information that we give. I give personal stories in between different scenes throughout the show. So it's a lot to take in, but it's been very rewarding, and everyone that's come to see the show has come away feeling fulfilled in some way. So that's what we love. Why we enjoy doing this.
Very good. Well, for those who just tuned in, we're talking to the lovely Gia Scott Heron, who is the daughter of the late, great Gil Scott Heron, and they're doing a traveling ensemble where they are commemorate the legacy of her dad, but also putting a touch of her own gifts and talents as well. And now we're going to meet the cast. We're going to meet the cast. Who do we have here now? Tell us a little bit about your selection. What was it like casting for the various musicians and artists, Gia?
Oh, well, you'd have to speak to Tuesday about that. She's the executive producer. She's the one who brought us all together. I'll let her do that.
Okay, I'll talk to Tuesday, Wednesday. How about that? No, I'm joking. Okay, I'm going to flip it over to Artis. Artis, can you unmute yourself?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. It looks like you're in Miami or somewhere in the islands. Is that where you are?
Oh, yeah, I'm chilling off the coast of Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It looks like it's like, or you're fooling millions. But Artis, welcome to the Sherard Show. Tell us a little bit about your role in the ensemble.
Oh, man, you know, we just really all just selected a piece from his body of work, and Tuesday basically laid out his body of work before us and was like, pick two that you like, and that's how it all started. So I was already a big fan of Work for Peace and Spirit Say Don't Give Up, and a few other ones. And I was delighted to have the opportunity to perform those pieces. So that's kind of how that came to pass.
So, Artis, you're a musician?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I play guitar and sing, and write and poetry. So I was glad to bring all my gifts and talents to the table to try to get the machine rolling and going as creative as we could possibly be.
Very good. Now, were you familiar with Mr. Gil Scott Heron before you were cast for this role?
Yes. Yeah, I became a fan of his. Oh, wow. Like probably early millennial. We were doing an open mic show, me and another guy by the name of Scrap Lover Zulu. He was the host. I was the music director. And he noticed my style of poetry. I like to sing. I like to put songs in my poems. The host of the show recognized that I had a similar style to someone who he loved. So one day, I'm about to tell my age, he gave me a cassette.
Okay. He gave you an 8-track?
No, it was a cassette tape, man. And Gil Scott Heron, and I fell in love, and that was many years ago. So that's why I say fast forward to now, being able to be a part of this production has been a huge delight.
Very good, Artis. We really appreciate you. We're going to kick it to Lynn. Lynn is holding up all kind of brochures and things promoting it. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Need to unmute yourself?
To kick in when someone else is talking.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us on the show.
How are you, young lady?
I'm amazing. Thank you. We're so blessed. This is a dream come true to be in New York and present this production and to honor this iconic man who's part of our culture, our history. And it's been really great working with this cast. I'm actually the producer.
Very good. So you're the producer of it. So you make sure you're the one that makes sure everything flows and is produced and is a wonderful product out there. Is that correct?
Well, my sister Tuesday is the executive producer, and it was all her vision to pull together these poets that she works with. And it all developed from a thought and from a vision and from a desire and a passion for this man.
Very good. Now, were you familiar with Mr. Gil Scott Heron before you became a producer?
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Our parents were very political in Los Angeles. They helped, they worked with the Black Panthers, and they helped the mayor Bradley get in office. And so they had me in Tuesday picketing and passing out brochures from a very early age.
Mhm. Very good, very good. Well, we appreciate you. And I want to personally see it. So I gotta maybe, what do I do? Need to fly to New York? Or you coming back to LA?
Absolutely. Fight in New York.
We appreciate you, Lynn. We're gonna kick it over to Coney.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Coney Williams, welcome to the
Connie.
Sherard Show. Am I looking at Connie?
Connie.
Connie Williams, how
Oh
are you?
man, I'm doing well.
Good, good. Welcome to the Sherard Show. So tell us, what is your role? Are you a musician, an artist? What is your, or a poet for the ensemble?
I'm one of the moving parts. Yeah, one of the wonderful moving parts of this wonderful production. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what did Mr. Gil Scott mean to you, Mr. Gil Scott Heron, before and now? Now that you're part of this, what does he mean to you now?
Wow. I was first introduced to Gil Scott Heron 50 years ago when I was in the Air Force. 50 years ago, I was 18 years old in the Air Force, and I was listening to an 8-track.
I knew somebody knew what an 8-track
I
is.
was listening to an 8-track. Yeah, my friend from DC turned me on to Gil Scott Heron. It's never heard anything like that in my life. It was absolutely incredible. Just big props to Gia for allowing us to celebrate her father along with her. Big ups to Tuesday, to Lynn for having a vision to do this. Big ups to Phyllis Bailey Brooks for being our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful director, and all my castmates. It's just been a really absolutely incredible journey to be a part of this and to bring Gil Scott Heron to New York, to Los Angeles, as part of the Fringe Festival in Los Angeles and the Fringe Festival here. What we're doing here at the Soho Playhouse is a part of the Fringe Festival as well. An encore presentation of this production. And we're hopeful that we will have the opportunity to bring it back to Los Angeles and to the rest of the country as well. So we're excited about sharing Gil Scott, his legacy, his impact, and his vision. You know, winter in America, my brother. Winter in America.
Very
Winter
good.
in America.
Well, thank you. We so appreciate it so much, and for what you
People
contributed
know.
to it as well. What did you say, Cassette? Okay, all right. We'll get to you in a sec. Victor, I see you. That's my brother. I see you as well. Now we're going to kick it over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, how are you?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
I'm good. Lorenzo, you must be from Chicago with that sweater. That is a Chi-Town flavored sweater. Is that where you're from?
That's New Orleans, baby.
Oh, okay. Got the new. Welcome to the show. So what is your role? Are you an artist? Or are you a poet, or both?
I'm an artist, actor, poet, spoken word artist, writer.
Mhm. What does it mean to you to be a part of such a production?
Oh man, it means everything. I mean, to hang out with your friends, your creative cohorts and comrades. We've all been knowing each other for like a couple of decades, and to put together productions such as this and to premiere it in the city of Inglewood, California, at a little tiny playhouse called the Willie Agee, and then to take it to Hollywood, to the Hollywood Fringe Festival, win awards, and then get to come to New York for a whole month as a residency in the Soho. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And I've been knowing Gia, Gil Scott Heron's daughter, for at least 20 years. So to do this with her, it's been an amazing journey, man. So I'm very humble and very grateful to be a part of this project.
Very good. And and it's such an honor to have you on the Sherard Show as well. Oracle, are you back? Can you hear us now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you, Oracle. How are you?
You know,
There you are.
I've never been the one for the computers and all of that stuff. So I'm consistent.
I can hear you, Oracle, now. Welcome to the Sherard Show. How are you?
I am so well. Thank you so much. So grateful to be here.
Such an honor to have you on. Orko, what is your role in the production?
Oh my goodness. I am a singer, actor, dancer, poet, spoken word artist. I help a lot in the background. I'm the prop master.
Very good. Now, what did being a part of or knowing about Mr. Gil Scott Heron, how did his legacy touch your life?
Here's the deal. I became intimate with the knowledge of Gil Scott Heron when we started this project, March 28th, almost 2 years ago in Los Angeles, Inglewood, California, at the Willie AG. When I was a child, my father forbade my older brothers and sisters from listening to Gil Scott Heron, Red Fox, Rudy Ray Moore, any number of Richard Pryor. And so all I knew as a child and teenager was the revolution will not be televised. It wasn't until I became involved with Gil Scott Heron Bluesology that I learned to love Gil Scott Heron. And I've been a poet friend with Gia, his daughter, for 10, almost 15 years. With Tuesday and Lynn, we've been in one another's lives, as Lorenzo has stated, well over 2 decades. Yes, I'm showing my age. But yeah, my experience with Gil Scott Heron is fresh. I often cry or am brought to tears by the performances of some of my fellow castmates.
Very good. So now when one comes to see the performance, they're going to laugh, they're going to cry, they're going to shout.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I am so blessed and lucky to partner with Artist Monsoir on 2 pieces that we do, Alien and I'm New Here. And I have to tell you, the chemistry. In fact, Alien, Gia and I and artists, we are a trio. The chemistry is phenomenal. Our audience members have said we're bringing them to tears of joy, tears of understanding, and tears of an acknowledgement of a childhood that they once had that unfortunately they are reliving again, because we find ourselves 50 years later and not much has really changed.
Mercy, very good. Appreciate you, Orko. You're a boatload of wisdom. We really appreciate that. We're going to kick it now to the lovely Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm sorry I didn't get to you now. I'm waiting until Friday to get to you. How are you, young lady?
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having us on your show.
It's wonderful having you as well. Now, you are the one that makes it all click. Tell us a little bit about your role and your inspiration behind it.
My friend James V. Burks, who at the time worked as the director for the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. He's retired, but he's the founder of the African Marketplace. He called me up and he says, Tuesday, I want to do a tribute to Langston Hughes. Can you bring your poets? And I said, sure. So we went to the Willie A.G. Playhouse, which is the old Inglewood Playhouse in Los Angeles. It's a cute little theater in the park, 65 seats. And we had so much fun performing Langston Hughes. I was like, we got to do it again. So I set a schedule up for the next 6 months. We did a tribute to Nikki Giovanni, and we got permission from her to perform her work. We did a tribute to Connie. There was Inner City Cultural Center is where I'm from. Inner City Cultural Center is the first multicultural performing arts institute in the country, founded by C. Bernard Jackson and Dr. Alfred E. Cannon. And everybody who was on television in the movies from the 60s to the 80s pretty much came through Inner City Cultural Center, from Brock Peters to Carmen Zapata to Robert Ito, Janet Jackson, Denzel Washington, Lorenz Tate, Forrest Whitaker, Saida Garrett. So I come from this history of people. And when the earthquake came, it did too much damage to the building, and we lost the building, and everybody kind of went their own separate ways. And we had too many times we passed by one another and go, man, we miss Inner City. And one day, Chester Whitmore, who was taught how to tap by the Nicholas brothers, he said, Tuesday, if we don't do it, it ain't going to get done. So I established Inner City Cultural Center 2. And so my poets from Poets Jazz House So we just go around the country and have fun. We teach classes from writing and drum circle classes to photography. We help the community become self-sufficient, utilizing their God-given talent. Whether you want to learn how to sew, crochet, or play the drums, we help teach the community that.
Very good. And Tuesday, if they wanted to, for the 6 million people that are currently watching this show and want to reach out to you to be able to crochet, to be able to learn how to play the drum, whatever, how can they reach out to you?
My first name is Tuesday. My last name is Conner, Conner, and they can go to tuesdayconner.org and they can find out all the information.
Very good. We really appreciate that. Lynn, you are a riot. She just keeps holding up things, promoting it. She's giving me all day long. My goodness, she's a master marketer. Now, I see you, Phyllis. We're going to get to Victor, then we'll get to Phyllis. Victor Orlando, really good friend of mine, a brother in Christ. I like to joke and call him the last pimp. If you look at your monitor, you'll see why I call him that. But anyway, Victor, how are you, sir? What is it like being a part of such a wonderful production? And this is a man that is in high demand. Everywhere you go, he's on cruises. He's getting requests to play everywhere, all over the world. What does this mean to you, Victor?
It's historic. Yeah, I thank God for allowing me to play with everybody that I want to, thought of, or didn't think of in my life. And he put that in my life to do for a reason. I'm touching these different artists as I go along and enjoying the ride. And to get this ride was like major historic. I mean, to get to come into the field playing with LL Cool J in the rap world, it's like, wow, I'm in the rap game. Now to come into the field, coming up, listening to The Last Porch and Gil Scott and all of the other guys from my day, and now I'm getting to play with them. The same thing happened with Mandrill and War. Like, I'm getting to play this music. You can't beat that. That's a blessing.
Victor, I told you this before. I'll tell you again, you got to put this in a book. Your life is a book. Have you ever thought about that? Victor has to put his life in the book because this man is legendary and he does a mean Richard Pryor imitation. He probably did it for you all. He doesn't mean one. He doesn't mean one.
The 1,165th person that said that. It's coming. I got to get the movie done. Well, actually, 2025 was going to be the movie. And then Charles Wright decided to give me $20,000 for my cancer foundation. So I had to start my foundation. And then he gave me his book, to audio book. So I had to start that. And I'm like, okay, 2025 is going to be great. And then I get a phone call from Miss Tuesday, Lynn, and Oracle saying, we want you. All of that went to the back burner. I'm like, I'm out of here. My three sisters had called me. And then I get to meet Gil. And then these other guys, I'm telling you, as a minuscule actor, to see these actors and actresses and poets, the expressions on their faces and stuff they pull out when they're saying stuff, I go to tears. I love pure acting, pure lyrics, pure movies. I love the pure because it's passion is from the heart. And when I see it, it touches me because some of that they're saying, I've passed through that.
Now, Victor, did you know Gil Scott Heron yourself? Are you aware of him?
I was aware of him, but I never met him. We never crossed paths, actually. I was brought up listening to him, listening to The Last Porch, of course, because of the percussion in it. And then seeing the rhymes go by with the percussion under the bottom, how that was pure. It was congas and voice. You can't get any purer than that.
Very good, Victor. We appreciate that. Victor's been gone for about 3 weeks. You don't even know when to come home. We really appreciate you, Victor, as well. We're going to speak to the lovely Phyllis Bailey Brooks. How are you, Phyllis?
Hi, everybody. Hi, you guys. I miss you guys so much. I really do. Listen, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Thank you so much for including me on your show. It's nice to meet you. I am so thrilled with what has happened with these wonderful people. They're amazing artists. I've had an opportunity to work with some of the best, and now the world gets to see. I grew up with Gil Scott Heron. Both my parents were civil rights activists, and I called myself an artivist. And he was the voice of resistance at the time, and such a vital voice right now. That's why this piece is so important, and it needs to go everywhere. and everyone needs to listen. Young and old, black and white, we don't care. Heron was the voice that kind of helped me become the Black woman that I am today, as the artist that I am as well. I am part of the ICC Theater City Cultural Center family, was trained with the incredible two sisters you see right there, Tuesday and Lynn. We grew up together, and we knew that we had a purpose in bringing forth art in a way that was profound, that can make a difference in this world. So that when Tuesday came to me and said she had this piece, and I went to go see it, and her sister Lynn was directing it. She's the original director. Let's always remember the award-winning original director of this piece. And Tuesday came to me and said, we got this opportunity. Would you help us out? And I said, well, I'm crazy busy. But you know what, Gil Scott Heron? Right now in this country where we're going crazy, we need that voice again. With this type of talent, I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no. And let me tell you something, these people that you are seeing right here, keep looking, because they will continue to be the voice of the art that we need right now, the voice of the resistance. The resistance is a good thing. It's a good thing. And we need artists. Is when the world is like the way it is now, that's when we rise, because now we carry the voice, and we are carrying the voice of Gil. And we will continue to carry. He knew back when how important his voice would be right now. Very good. They are just amazing artists. I'm so happy and thrilled for you. I'm so excited for you all. Thank you for having me. I'm going to have to go. It's my daughter's 18th birthday, but I just wanted to come on and just to say hello and tell you guys how my heart. Thank you so much for bringing it. I've heard, you guys didn't know, I've had someone there at every show, some friend in the New York. So God bless you, and thank you, my friend, for having
God
all
bless
of
you,
this
and
here.
birthday wishes to your daughter. And the
Thank
audience
you
want to
so
know,
much.
where'd you get those earrings? They're so beautiful.
Oh, right. African Marketplace.
Beautiful, very good. Yeah. Now I'm going to kick to you, Gia, really quick, and then we'll let you get out of here. Gia, now with what you're doing, have you considered putting this into a movie?
I'm gonna squeeze in real quick. She's unmuting.
Sure.
But we enjoy the tour, so we want to tour.
You want to tour now? No
you
thoughts.
Unmuted it yet, Gia?
No.
Gia, can you hear me?
No, not at this time.
Uh-huh.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Not at this time. We want to tour. We want to tour the world.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Gia.
Am I unmuted yet?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been documenting our journey, so I say never, because we've already made a book of photos, most memorable moments of our journey thus far, and we do have a lot of footage covering what we've been through, both on stage, backstage, and the audience reactions and photos taken with different fans. So all of that together, we're not going to exclude that possibility, but it's not anything that's going to be immediate. It's going to be down the road. Once we compile everything, edit it down, and package it, we'll definitely see, shop it around and see who wants to pick it up. But in the meantime, we're just enjoying the moment. We're just trying to be present and enjoy what's going on right now. And yeah, right now is just honoring my dad every day and meeting so many different New Yorkers from all walks of life. And some of them aren't even New Yorkers. Like we met these guys from Glasgow, Scotland, and they knew of my dad's dad, my paternal grandfather, Gil St. Elmo Heron, who was known as the Black Arrow. He was the first Afro-Caribbean soccer player to play at a professional level, and he played 2 seasons with the Celtics in Scotland. So there were 2 guys there, and one of them actually had a shirt with my grandfather's face on it, and it said, Scotland Celtics, and they were like, yeah, when are you coming to Glasgow? And I was like, yo, I was like, Edinburgh? He's like, no, that's right, you need to come to Glasgow. And I was
Very
like,
good,
okay,
very good.
we'll get in a car and we'll drive to Glasgow. Will that make you happy? So, it's just been so much fun just interacting with so many different kinds of people. And they all have this one central thing in common. They all kind of either are huge fans of my dad or just kind of heard whispers about him and wanted to know more. And now they're getting to know more, and we're getting their reactions, and it's been just so positive and rewarding. So we're great.
We really appreciate that, Gia, so much. We have questions now. We just have a few questions. I'm going to toss it to you, Tuesday. Perhaps you can answer. Audience members asking, where can they purchase and get tickets?
At the SohoPlayhouse.com. We have 2 shows left, which are Saturday and Sunday. I believe 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock on Sunday. And and to answer your earlier question, the documentary of Gil Scott Heron Bluesology will be out before the movie.
Okay, very good. Thank you for letting us know that as well. And I want to thank you all so much for stopping by on the show. Now, if you can, for just less than 30 seconds, I want to get a final word from everyone, starting with you, Victor. Any final thoughts?
Thank you, Sherard. I love you, man. Love your preaching. This is a preacher, y'all. He's a preaching man. He makes great sermons. I've had some of the cast up to the Harlem Church of Christ with me on Sundays. I'm scheduled to sing Sunday when I go back this last Sunday before leaving. Yeah. Brother Curl asked him to let me sing a couple.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got to have it recorded, Victor, so much.
But I can't go up there as the last pimp now. Come on. I can't do it. I can go up there as Brother Orlando, and that's about it. But I ain't going up there as the last pimp.
Thank you. Get home safely, Victor.
Thank you again for having us, man. I really appreciate you.
Absolute honor. Absolute honor. Lorenzo, you have any final thoughts?
I just want to say thanks for having us. We appreciate you sharing your platform with this incredible cast and this incredible show, Gil Scott Heron Bluesology. So we just want to say thank you, brother, for doing that for us. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you at the show.
Very much so. Definitely, I'm going to be there. Get me reserved right away. I appreciate that. New Orleans in the house. Lynn,
Yes, sir.
Lynn, you should have been in the boxing world, because, you should have been the one holding the belt of the champ, like right behind him when he was going into the ring, because she's holding all that. Lynn, do you have any final thoughts?
I do. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. And if anybody wants to support us, we have a website called Gil Scott Heron Bluesology.com. We love you. We thank you. And we're so grateful.
Such an honor having you on. We really appreciate that. Keep promoting and marketing. You're doing a great job. Connie, any final thoughts?
Get your butts out to see Gil Scott Heron's Bluesology, Soho Playhouse, 22nd, 23rd of February, our last 2 shows in the city. We're excited to see you when you come there, my brother.
Appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it as well. Looking forward to it. Artists, what do you have to say? Any final thoughts?
Just thank you for all the love and support. And we've been on, this is an exciting journey. I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes. A man's talents will go before him and bring him before great men and open doors for him. So follow your passion is wrapped up in your talent. So follow your passion, chase your dreams, go get it, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to make a preach out of you after all. Thank you, artist. Tuesday, any final thoughts?
Follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't let anybody deter you from what you want to do, not even you.
Very good. Very good. Gia, are you there? Okay, I guess Gia stepped away. Thank you all so much.
You calling me?
There you are. Okay, thank you, Oracle. I'm sorry. Any final thoughts? You can't miss you.
I'd like to end with this, my tagline. Always remember to love yourself 24/7, 365, because if you don't, who will? And the cast of Gil Scott Heron Bluesology, we not only love ourselves, we love one another, and we love you for your support. Thank you so much, Mr. Sherard.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Please, I want to have everyone on the show, whether I got to go out there to New York to have you on and do it on location, or you all come out here to LA, but I got to have every one of you all in our studios here in Burbank to be on the show. We're going to make that happen. There you are, Gia. Any final thoughts?
I'm unmuted now, and I just want to thank you so much for We did have some technical difficulties, so thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your professionalism and allowing us on your platform and helping us to spread the word about honoring my dad. So we're going to do that tomorrow and Sunday at 5 and 6 respectively, and we hope to see as many of you come as possible. Fill those seats so that we can fill you guys full of our remembrances and celebration of my dad. Thanks so much.
It's an honor having every one of you on the show. Victor, thank you so much for making this happen. This is the man of the hour. Really appreciate that. Join us on our next episode of the Sherard Show, where we have the iconic Holly Berry stopping by to talk about some of the big things she has coming up. You don't want to miss that. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to soar with the eagles, stop hanging around turkeys. I'm Sherard. We'll see you next time. Bye now.